You decide whether you live in or experience heaven or hell. You know, this idea of heaven and hell that we probably all have heard so much about. It is my belief that it is all a state of being, okay? A state of experiencing, right? And it all starts in our minds. I think that, I'm really saddened by this world. I wish that people spoke more, especially as we're growing up. In this world, about our minds and just the tool it is and how powerful it is. I remember being younger and telling myself, like, I can convince myself of anything. At the time, I didn't quite understand what I was talking about, but I knew that I could make myself believe whatever I wanted to believe. And not only would I believe it, I will feel it. So it will feel so real to me. That's how fucking powerful we are. As I got older, right, and eventually I was invited to start researching and learning about the concept of the ego, right? And now I'm obsessed with humans. I'm obsessed with life. I'm obsessed with the experience because I realize how powerful we really are. Now, for whatever reason, I'm about to say this. I have a course called Manage the Ego, right? And I'm going to be talking more about it in the coming days or weeks. I'm not sure. Whenever Spirit tells me to actually show up and show out about it, I will. But it's already available and you can learn more about it. You can read more about it if you hit the link in my bio. But I have a course called Manage the Ego, and Manage the Ego is all about my journey through understanding the ego. I share with you all everything that I've learned, everything that I've discovered, not just from reading, but from living. You know, there's one thing that can happen, right? Knowledge is great, right? But there's nothing like a lived experience. You can take all the knowledge in the world, but until you have that experience for yourself, you don't have a knowing. You just have knowledge about it, right? Like, and so I want to invite you all to, if this resonates with you, if you feel like you are in a space in your life where you want to learn more about the ego, understand your mind from the aspect of being able to connect with the truth of who you are, get back to your inner guidance, be able to hear clearly what spirit is saying to you, what the energies are saying to you. When I tell y'all that my life is just so beautiful, and not because of anything external, but because I know how powerful I am. I know that I can create things. I am in love with the idea of, like, oh my gosh, today this is my experience, but I can wake up, I can go take a nap, wake up, and my whole world can be different. I always think it's so funny how quick our life can change, and how quick, like, one opportunity can seem to open a door to a whole new world for us. I want to encourage us all to believe bigger, to know that there is more out there for us, to know that we are in control, to know that the cards that we've been dealt is not the only cards we have available to us, that you can discover more of your potential. You could discover more of your possibility by showing up for yourself, by tuning into your inner world, by taking responsibility for your life. You know, before I started getting into the ego, I was like, I believed that life worked a certain way. I believe I knew everything. I believed that, I needed to control things, that the way they told me. What was funny is that the way they told me the world worked, I never believed it, but I didn't know anything else. And I think that that's why I kept getting frustrated, because it's like, I don't think this is real, but I don't know what else is, right? I don't know what else to believe, because this is all I saw. We got to keep in mind that the ego is not a creator. The ego only knows what it knows, right? So a lot of times we are living life from what we already know, what we've seen, what we've been exposed to, but there's so much more world out there. I was blessed to be able to travel a lot, and in my travels I've been exposed to so many cultures, right? My first time out of the country was to China, Hangzhou, okay? And that was a world in of itself, right? It really woke up some part of me. It really told me and confirmed for me what I already knew to be true, that there's so much more out there, that the world is so much bigger, that my world is so much bigger than what I was shown when I was growing up in New York City, what I was shown when I lived in Maryland, right? My world is so much bigger.